What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, Ash Brown, and welcome to the Ash Said It show. I appreciate all of the love and support since 2014, over 1,700 episodes and 500,000 streams worldwide. None of this is possible without you guys, so I thank you so very, very much. And yes, we are going well into the fall months, darling, so it's getting a little cooler, and we're chilling out at home, and I know that everyone is still kind of stressed from the pandemic and everything else that's been going on, and you've been having headaches and migraines. Well, I've got a co-founder with me today that's going to tell you all about their product and how it can help you have a more restful night's sleep. So you've seen this product in Magazine, Shape, Good Housekeeping, even Vogue, the Allay Lamp. I've got Mark with me today. Hey, Mark.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. So, Mark, congratulations on all the success of this amazing product. It's been taking over.
Thank you so much. We're super excited about it. It's really amazing. It's really great.
Yes. So, Mark, to start things off, what is the Allay Lamp?
Sure. The Allay Lamp is basically a specialty light, and what it does is it produces a very narrow band of green light that has a very calming effect on the mind. And that's basically what it is in a nutshell. It's a light, a special type of light that helps you to relax, helps you to sleep. It really calms down your mind and helps with the racing and a whole bunch of things.
So where did the idea for the lamp actually come from?
Sure. It started quite a long time ago. It comes out of migraine research. One of my co-founders is a professor at Harvard Med School, and there's a long-standing debate in migraine about light and how it causes pain in migraine. So one of the hallmark symptoms of a migraine, which is about almost 90% of folks who have migraine, is they get very sensitive to light. And so it comes from this discovery of how is this happening? And to sort of make it very, very long story, very short, essentially they started testing people there was about a group of people who both had migraine but were blind, actually, in fact. And basically certain parts of their eye worked and certain parts didn't. And through that, they were able to discover that essentially that different types of light basically aggravated migraine, and some did and some didn't. And what they discovered by accident and sort of by surprise was that exposure to this narrow band of green light didn't seem to escalate the migraine. In fact, it actually, in a big chunk of the people, it reduced the migraine. And so they were very curious, and that's where Allay comes from, which is the discovery using blind migraine subjects that essentially this narrow band of green light wasn't activating the migraine, it was actually helping it.
Oh, wow. That is incredible. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes like when you hear about products, you're like, wow, you know, it sounds really good or it looks really snazzy and stuff, but you don't really actually realize the science behind it. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the science is pretty interesting. Essentially, your eyes, respond to light. They say, hey, brain, what's up? But there's some light here, check it out. And it turns out, you can think of this narrow band green light. It's sort of the complement or antidote to blue light. And essentially, when your eye sees blue light, it's like, hey, brain, there's light, right? And when it's exposed to the green light, it's more like sends a signal to the brain. It's like, hey, there's some light here, might want to check it out, might not, I don't know. And so essentially, the signals that your eye is sending to the brain are much smaller. And that sort of helps to really relax the mind. It relaxes the cortex, and so it really helps, anytime different parts or segments of the brain tend to be overactive, it really helps to calm things down. And that's what makes it so great, in sleep, for example, right? It helps to sort of calm down the racing mind. It helps to kind of naturally lull you to sleep. For me, I describe it as my eyes get kind of droopy and tired, and it's kind of like want to fall. And and then I just kind of really go out and sleep really soundly. So yeah, that's kind of what Allay is. It's sort of this accidental discovery in migraine research that's super helpful. Candidly, it's also really helpful for folks with migraine. They say really great things about it. For me, I don't have migraine, so I can't talk to that directly, but I can tell you that it's very effective for me in sleeping. Both, I tend to fall asleep a lot faster, and then I kind of wake up and I've got the eye crusties and I feel like I've slept really well. And it's not just me, but our other co-founders. At this point we've sold a lot, and people tell us this as well. So yeah, it's interesting.
Okay. Cool beans. So when you were in the development phase, what was the first major hurdle? What was the first, roadblock that you guys ran into?
Yeah. The first main hurdle is actually producing the light. It's very challenging the light is designed for, it comes out of migraine research. And so we wanted to make sure this is a light that was, helpful for people with migraine. And people with migraine tend to be more light sensitive, whether they're having a migraine or not. And so there are a lot of specifications, like our light doesn't flicker at all. And that's actually uncommon. So we use special LEDs, but normally you dim LEDs by changing the current.
Right.
But when you do that, you create flicker. And so, our LEDs don't flicker. So there was a lot of manufacturing challenges around creating a product that we knew wouldn't, for folks, for example, who had migraine, it wouldn't irritate them. So it's like very low light, low glare, no flicker. And that was really the challenge, was being able to find, because we're a startup, we're a small company, and frankly, it's being able to find manufacturers who can produce it and produce it at like a quality standard that you feel great saying to people, like, hey, you should go check it out. Like, you give it to your friends and your family, and my mom, and so that I think was probably the first hurdle, which is finding, a manufacturer that really was able to produce a light that, met these standards. And we were confident, they're going to produce these lights. I mean, obviously, produce these lights at like a high quality, and we can feel good about giving it to our friends and family and selling it in the market.
Right. So what would you say has been your proudest moment with the brand?
I mean, the proudest moment happens oftentimes, actually. It's reading customer reviews. It's the light. It's so helpful for people, and it's really extraordinary. I can't tell you how many times I've read these stories of people, they've had, a lot of it because we have such a background in researchers from migraine. A lot of people are buying it to help with their migraine, and they're telling us these amazing stories about they've had chronic migraine, they had this and that and whatever, and what a difference the light makes for them, in terms, because it's very calming. So not only are they able to, for example, use the light. So normally for most people who have migraine, right, they're very light sensitive and any light bothers them. But Allay, because it's so gentle, they're actually able to use it during a migraine. And so you hear stories where, I can finally read to my kids at night, because normally if they turn on the regular light, it's too much, it's just really extraordinary to hear the individual stories of people and, what a difference it's made in their life, from people who say, another thing that happens, people are pretty light sensitive to screens, some of the people who buy it. And, hearing stories of saying, I was about to have to, basically I was being fired or about to be fired because, I just couldn't, I was working remotely from home. I couldn't deal with the screen. I was having real struggles, and I was using the light to help with the screen. And all of a sudden now I can work basically a full day, and I couldn't before. And thank you. So I think it's those little moments that are really proud to know that you're connecting with folks and really hearing directly how much your product is really helping them out and helping them live better, fuller, happier lives. It's great. So it's not a big thing. It's more like every day. It's yes, thank you.
Yeah.
We're so excited to see that.
I love that. Now, with all the success of the lamp and everything that it's done, what is next on the horizon for you guys? I know that you guys probably have some stuff up there you're working on, you're cooking. Can we talk a little bit about something?
Sure. I think for us, we're, constantly looking at other ways that, so we're producing a light that's very specific and very narrow, and how do we make it available, in more form factors and folks. So right now our lamp, it's portable, it's battery carried, you can bring it wherever, but, can we do stuff with light bulbs, that you could just screw in? So I think there's some exciting things coming, in that direction as well, or at least we're trying to, for sure.
Yes.
So I think we're trying to make it available in more form factors and, at more price points, frankly.
I like that. Yes, Mark. And I mean, I'm just putting it out into the universe now. I like exclusives, Mark, so you got to come back and break that news with me. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to tell you about it. I'll tell you. It's very exciting.
Yes. Now, where can people get the lamp today, Mark?
Sure. You can purchase it on our website, which is Allay, ALLAY, lamp, LAMP.com. You can purchase it there. You can read what other people have said, how they use it, see for yourself the kind of feedback we're getting, which is super exciting. That's the best spot. We also sell on Amazon too. But those are the places to get it.
All right, sounds good. Mark, much more success to you and the rest of the team. Keep up the good work. And definitely appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face. You tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.